Andrew Phipps. Welcome to our Faith, Family, Freedom media broadcast today. It's always a very special delight to have you join us. We hope that this kind of format is intriguing. We hope it's inspirational, educational, patriotic, and that we share Christian values during the entire broadcast. Wherever you might be watching or however you might be watching the program, we invite you to stay with us. I think that you will enjoy what we have here. We always try and want to have some fresh information, and hopefully it's timely and that it's relevant, that it's germane to what we see happening today. And of course, we're just excited about it. You know, we often say we live in a time of confusion, chaos, and change. And so we hope that the relevancy of the program today will be what you like and help us all. And if you'd like to remind a neighbor, a friend, a colleague, a co-worker, perhaps a relative, you would find it to be a good time to do that now as we embark upon today's program. Thank you, and we're excited about you joining us. And I want to comment just for a few moments about the family. Will Durant said the family is the nucleus of civilization. Lee Iacocca said, "What have you gained if you gained everything and have not the love of family?" I think it was the philosopher Macaulay who said, "Those who take no pride in the noble achievements of remote ancestors will never do anything worth being remembered by remote descendants." Family is so basic, I don't think we can overemphasize it. When you look at family and the family structure, this was ordained by God Himself. The family predates government, the church, and so the nucleus of the family. You know, someone said the hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. And I think, unfortunately, we're seeing the disillusion or the dissolvement of the family today. Two parents raising children. I heard Ben Carson say the other day that even one of the statistics that he referenced was that in the Black community, 70% of the homes have no dad that resides there. The statistics are bad just about in every category, perhaps not that bad, whether it's the Asian or the Latino or the Caucasian community. We have seen a dramatic increase in what we would call the dissolvement of the nuclear family, and it's a tragedy. We know that school test scores and children's achievements in the home are correlated to a family and to a mom and to a dad. I think when you talk about the success of many people, whether it was President Abraham Lincoln, our 16th president, who attributed what he had learned to his mother, even though his mother died, his biological mother died at an early age for him. The his his stepmother and others, he gave great credit to that. I think, again, back to Dr. Ben Carson, who has risen to prominence as a surgeon, a pediatric surgeon. He's done some of the most remarkable surgeries that anyone could imagine. And yet, although raised by a single parent, his mother wanted him to read, and he got enamored with reading, and he said that became his getaway, his escape mechanism. And so he read and read extensively, and that just generated a desire for more learning. It's been said, even on billboards, for your child to learn to read and then read to learn. And there are some basic things that government just cannot do. A government can't establish a family. The government could pass laws infinitum to infinity, and yet the benevolence of the family is lost in their attempts. It takes a mother, it takes a dad who love their children and want them to be productive, who would like for them to be meaningful citizens of the community, who would like for them to add to the moral society in which they live, to be good neighbors, to be good brothers and sisters and aunts and uncles and fathers and mothers and so on, to love God and to cherish our freedoms, our patriotism. These are things that are simply a part of what we could call a good family. And you don't have to have enough degrees to look like a thermometer to be a good parent. My own mother might have had a third grade education, but I was able to read and I was able to go to college, and there was a way provided, even though we had very little money. I was able to attend Ball State University in Muncie, Indiana, get my bachelor's degree, and then I get a Master of Arts. I studied linguistics, I studied history, I studied sociology, and I studied government. And those were the things that became germane to what I do as I speak around the country. And one of the topics that needs to be heavily emphasized, and again, I'm being reiterative, and that is the family. I don't think we can overstate its necessity. I mean, without a family, we just flounder, and it's hard. I'm not saying people don't achieve in spite of the obstacles or the hardships, but a good family, its importance, I don't believe, can be overstated. And I'd like to thank all of you for being good family members. It's the hope, or at least part of the hope, of America. Our Constitution is the basic document that underpins our laws for the regulation of government, etc. The former Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia is quoted as saying, "The Constitution is not a living organism, it is a legal document. It says something and doesn't say other things. But we have a far greater book written by men moved by the Holy Ghost, who wrote the blessed, inerrant, preserved Word of God, the Holy Bible. I have been reading various books lately, and I am currently reading one by a well-known Christian author. The brother uses every version known to man as his references. I have trouble with this type of application. Is it just me thinking that if there is more than one interpretation of Scripture, then they all cannot be the same? I believe it has become popular over the last few decades to cite different sources as an example of one being more educated and advanced. It appeals to the flesh. I personally am not adding to or taking from the King James Bible Authorized Edition 1611. If others want to do so, you do it at your own risk. A mansion, by definition, is more than a room, a defined space, a place with walls, an occupied area, a gathering location, and/or a geographic location where people congregate. A mansion to me means a mansion, and that is what the Lord is building for his children.
Welcome to 2026. Like many of you, I have already started planning my reading list for the year, and I would like to recommend a special book by a special person. My dad, Andrew Phipps, has written his memoir entitled It's Always a Struggle, but based on his childhood all the way through his adult life and professional career. Add this book to your reading list for 2026. It's Always a Struggle, but by Andrew Phipps.
If you would like to add It's Always a Struggle But by Andrew Phipps to your 2026 reading list, you can purchase the book directly through the website at Phipps-Faith-Family-Freedom. All proceeds support the important work of faith, family, and freedom that Brother Andrew has championed throughout his life.
Hello, friends. This is Andrew Phipps, and I believe that we need all of the materials that we can gather to help us as we combat the attack upon our faith, our family, and our freedoms. We need to be educated, and I have a handbook that has been given to state legislatures. It's been given to members of Congress. It's a colorfully created handbook that has graphs, charts, quotes, and different things in it. You'll be impressed with it. And also we have DVDs, we have CDs that are God and Country, Return to Greatness, and Faith, Family, and Freedom, some other wonderful materials. See the contact information on the screen. Be sure that you order some because these will be of a tremendous help. They are supplemental materials to help you in your Christian walk. And may God bless.
There's something special about memories. Like a camera, they bring into focus bygone days, special events, and sights and sounds from another time. Andrew Phipps believes that we never want to lose the snapshots of our heritage, so we invite you to join us as we present the great gospel music of yesteryear while strolling down memory lane together.
We are every color and creed, standing together in American pride, rich in diversity.
No matter where we're from or what we do, there is no difference between me and you. Red and yellow, black and white, we're all the same, for we have red, white, and blue coursing through our veins.
We're America, you and me, the home of the brave, the land of the free. From border to border, from sea to shine. we're stronger now than we've ever been before. Our lamp is still lifted beside the golden door. We're America, you and me, the home of the brave, the land of the free, from border to border, from sea to shining sea. We're America, we are America, you and me.
Somewhere inside us is a stubborn stream. We never back down and we never retreat. When things are at their worst, we're at our best. We show what we're made of when we're put to the test. We're America, where glory flies. Unfurled against the sky. God shed His grace on me. Where we believe in Jesus Christ, and the cross is lifted high. God shed His grace on me. America, we are America, you and me, the home of the brave, the land of the free, from border to border, from sea to shining sea. We're America, we are America, you and me. The Hawkers, you love them?
Sam Pierce Chevrolet is proud to sponsor this Down Memory Lane segment. They are committed to wonderful memories with friends made over the years, and they want to create more memories, new memories with you, their customers. You are special at Sam Pierce Chevrolet in Daleville, Indiana. Thanks for the memories.
In Indiana, we have a state comptroller, Elise Nashella, and she is a great comptroller. I think she knows what she's talking about. She is on a council in Washington, D.C. that meets periodically to discuss about our national debt and the economic impetus that those things have upon all of us as citizens, as taxpayers, as people who want to have a solvent economy. You know, we're at 39 trillion, I believe, and headed exponentially to $40 trillion in debt. There must surely be a day of reckoning if we continue in the direction and with the speed as we reach the proximity of numbers that none of us can really fathom. I cannot tell you what $40 trillion would look like. I've seen statistics and it would talk about so many truckloads of this or that. And again, that kind of becomes meaningless if we don't finally, all of us, recognize that we're hitting the water at a breakneck speed. And if we don't have something to cushion us, I'm afraid we're going to all falter and we're going to hit the water at such a speed that it'll be devastating. Senator Tom Coburn from Oklahoma, he was a gynecologist, a United States senator. The senator has now passed, but everybody talked about him being an honorable Christian doctor. I got a book from him that was called Debt Bomb, and in this book he talked about the national debt. And on his desk in one of the rooms in his office, he had the clock that is spinning almost like it's in like a common fan as the money numbers change just so rapidly with a speed that is hard to calculate. And he was trying to warn us, surely there must be a time when we're going to have to face it, and if not us, our children and grandchildren especially. Someone said that our Social Security might be good until 30, 35. And most people think they'll get to see an UFO before we have a debt solvency. You know, in the last few years and the last few presidents, starting somewhere maybe back with Bill Clinton or even maybe President Reagan, we've seen the national debt just go in a way that it's unbelievable. Did you know, like in the times of Silent Calvin Coolidge, our president, who became president in 1923, stayed in till 1929, and you know, he had balanced budgets. I think they may have had a surplus. And so, you know, I guess when you get 10 economists together, you can get 11 opinions. But economists like Thomas Sowell, the economists like Milton Friedman, they warn us against this insolvency that will come, that will devalue our money, and inflation that will become so exorbitant that buying a house or getting food or medical help or a doctor or whatever. Right now, we are seeing it in numbers. Now, President Reagan has brought it down from where it was under Biden, but even with the Iran war, it's still too high. And so we need to make sure that the dollar is solvent, that it buys what we want it to be able to do within specifications, within economic technology and brilliance. I think we have some wonderful people who work on these things, but you know, whether it's job force, adding new jobs or whatever, I think that the national debt is one of the crises that we're facing as a nation. And I'm not trying just to hold one person, but I think in the last several decades, maybe the last 30 years or so, we've seen it actually become more debt than all of the presidents up until maybe Ronald Reagan and so or Jimmy Carter. So we do have a problem. We have problems, plural, and the national debt is one of them. We, as Margaret Thatcher said, you eventually run out of some other people's monies. Andrew Phipps here. Friends, I always want to thank you for taking time when we realize people's schedules are jam-packed with activities, curricula and extracurricular activities, and we have jobs and social obligations, we have church, and we have the functions that go with all of the activities, and there are always plenty of meetings. It seems like there is another meeting and then another meeting. But today you have helped us. We feel like this program is for you and me and for everybody that might want to be a part of it. We hope that it's an educational thing, inspirational. And again, I just want to say thanks. And we look forward to your joining us again at the very next familiar time. Dear friends, this is Andrew Phipps with Faith, Family, and Freedom. A cultural war is raging, and how it ends will have grave consequences for me and you. It appears that those who are striving to remove the ancient landmarks are succeeding, or at least they are getting the attention and notoriety. You and I have no choice. We must resist at all costs. Never in my lifetime have I seen such an attack upon our Christian heritage and values. The United States Constitution means little or nothing to these folks as long as they can promote their own agendas of extreme socialism and the most bizarre attacks upon all that we deem good and wholesome. Truth is rejected by those who hate the truth, and they hate America and its exceptionalism. Their goal is to make America into what it never has been. To these leftist radicals, their hatred of personal liberties and the freedom to practice the faith of our fathers are the narratives they chant nightly upon our so-called news channels. I know you agree. That's why I'm appealing to you today to join me in the fight to do all that we can do to preserve our heritage for our children and their children. So would you please pray for our ministry and pray that God would give us discernment and provide the means that we can stand in the gap in these last days as we try to promote the principles of Christian living and the faith of our fathers. And this is Andrew Phipps.